Hi guys, welcome to the Hindu.
Hi.
Right, so before Love Stories 2, Kajol, I have to ask you something about Love Stories 1. What did you make of Karan Johar using the K3G song in that vibrator scene in his short film?
Can I say that I've not seen it?
Seriously?
Yeah.
Sorry, so I have not watched Love Stories 1. I have to say that.
Do you know about it, that he used the song?
No, I didn't know about that, but thank you for informing me. I will be having this conversation with him later. और जब जवाब मिलेगा मैं जरूर आपको बताऊंगी.
So Amit, prior to this, you had made a very delightful film called Badhai Ho, which was also about family and parenthood and relationships. This appears to be a slightly darker take on a similar dynamic, let's say, of families. I want to know, where did your story for Love Stories origin and what was the thought behind it?
The trailer, it is you have not seen what this film actually stands for. So, but yeah, it is a kind of different film from Badhai Ho to Love Story. What I've tried to make. So yeah.
And he's done a very, very fine job of it. I think all three of us are in characters that we have never played before.
Right.
And we have all, I think I definitely felt, I know Kumud sir has said it once also, but I definitely felt uncomfortable for at least a little while till I could figure out that, you know, till I was like, okay, theek hai, acha kaam kar raha hai. No, I think we worked on faith, a lot on faith. And, you know, I think that's the great thing about working with good actors. You know that something nice is happening here, and it's the director's job to make sure that everybody else sees that nice thing happening, basically.
Right. It's also a very interesting IP that Netflix has created, Love Stories, because it goes beyond just, let's say, tales of titillation or sex and gives you new, dimensions and new perspectives on how Indians navigate relationships, love, desire. What are your thoughts on, having an IP like this? We didn't have something like this for long in India, and a format that allows you to explore these stories and go beyond how traditionally mainstream cinema would look at stories of love and desire.
I would only say one thing on this, which is till the time interesting stories are coming in and people are making something interesting, something good, which is watchable and mazadar cheezein. So till then, this franchise will go on. The time we get bored of it, people will not watch it. So yeah, till the time we are making interesting stories, and so franchise will go on and make it keep becoming.
And I think the interesting part about this franchise is just it's like looking at a particular word and looking at it from 4 different points of view. I think that's what's interesting about Lust Stories, is that you have 4 completely different points of view on what lust actually means. Otherwise, normally, I think in society, any society, anywhere, lust has only one meaning, really. And, you only associate it with sex of some kind. And I think that's the great thing about it, is that you're looking at it from a completely, and at the same time, you're being told, maybe not right out in your face, but nicely and subtly that, hey, could this be right? Could this be wrong? I mean, what is your idea of right and wrong? And I think that's really the interesting part.
Did you feel that when he came with
definitely,
the idea?
Definitely. I think all the stories have that feel to it, where there is a slight question mark when you're watching the film also, that kya ye really sahi hai? Kya ye sahi hai? Or kya ye galat hai? So I think that's the nice part about watching an anthology, for that matter.
Kumud, I have to ask you this. Way back, in early days, you played a deviant in That Girl in Yellow Boots, Anurag's film. Recently, you played a sexologist in Dr. Aurora, which was very delightful.
He's following a theme.
You're playing a deviant husband in this story. I find it interesting. Why do you think filmmakers see you as this symbol of, sexual virility in the movies?
बहुत interesting चीज़ ये है कि तीनों जो characters हैं, वो बिल्कुल ही different हैं. इनमें कोई सिमिलैरिटी नहीं है, सिवाय वो एक 3 वर्ड्स का जो सेक्स शब्द को अगर छोड़ दें तो उसके अलावा कोई समानता नहीं है. और ये वाला जो कैरेक्टर है सबसे मुश्किल कैरेक्टर है, क्योंकि ये अनकंफर्टेबल करने वाला, और येलो बूट्स वाला भी कैरेक्टर जो था वो बहुत अनकंफर्टेबल करने वाला था, इसलिए मैंने इतना खराब परफॉर्म किया, क्योंकि मैं तब तैयार
उनके हिसाब से खराब परफॉर्मेंस है, लेकिन it's like please, it's like
he has said this before.
Yeah, because see, fantastic director अनुराग कश्यप, वो अलग ही विषय है तो उसमें नहीं जाते हैं, बहुत ही कमाल वर्कशॉप सब कुछ, लेकिन सडनली आपके अंदर एक इनहिबिशन होती है जो आ जाती है काम करते वक्त, और सडनली आप हर चीज़ ज़्यादा करना शुरू कर देते हैं। तो नहीं, वो अलग कहानी है। और मुझे लगता है कभी मौका मिलेगा तो मैं उस काम को बेहतर करूँगा। इतने
हर
सालों
अच्छे
बाद
एक्टर को यही लगता है by the way।
इतने सालों बाद जब एक इस तरह का कैरेक्टर आता है, जिस भी तरह का कैरेक्टर ये है, और आपके अंदर एक भय आता है, एंड देन यू गेट अ टीम लाइक दिस, तो फाइनली आपको ऐसा लग रहा है, क्योंकि इनकी आंखों में लगा है तो इसलिए मैं कह रहा हूँ, ऐसा लग रहा है कि आप कुछ कर पाए हैं, उस इमोशन के साथ कुछ कर पाए हैं। एंड या सो मतलब बात वही है कि आपके पास लोग कौन हैं करने वाले। कई बार ये होता है, तो हो जाता है कई बार उस चीज़ के लिए तैयार नहीं। वहाँ भी अनुराग थे, बहुत अद्भुत डायरेक्टर हैं, बहुत कॉन्फिडेंस था, ट्रस्ट था, लेकिन मैं तैयार नहीं था एज एन एक्टर। उस मोमेंट पे उस काम के लिए मैं तैयार नहीं था। यहाँ पे मैं डाउट था, लेकिन जब करने गया
इतनी इजीली हो गया कि
बहुत कमाल का।
एंड आई थिंक हम दोनों को बहुत भरोसा था that we really trusted you, Amit.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You can take the cape off now.
But did you write it? You had writers on this project?
No, I had a writer with me, Saurabh, his name is. He's a young writer, very dynamic writer. We sat together and I said, something like this I want. And then he came up with this story. And then I said that, where you have fitted the story, I want to get out of that place and I want to fit it somewhere else,
Right.
I see this is happening not in this city or in this place, but I see the characters like this. So, and he's done a great job.
Where did you set it eventually?
It's set in MP, Datia. We shot it in Datia. So,
But I have to say that when I saw the place, I was like, I had these like 20,000, it's like a thought bubble over my head, which said that 20,000 questions as to what exactly we're shooting over here. But when I saw it eventually on screen, of course, I was like, okay,
Right.
this was justified and brought out absolutely beautifully.
On the note, you've been doing varied work online as well, with Devi, a short film. Tribhanga was a film that had come on Netflix. Has this opened up a new dimension to you for your acting? And do you think stories online?
I think right now is a fabulous time for all actors everywhere and for most technicians as well. I think that we all are in this lovely, fabulous phase where it doesn't really matter. Maybe it matters up to an extent, but not so much as it did earlier as to, how much your chest measurements are or whether your nose matches the perfect size or not. So I think that's the great part, that you can be whoever you want to be and whatever size, and on screen you can take these risks and get away with it. Which at some point probably earlier, maybe you could have gotten away with it, but you wouldn't have risked it as an actor. I think that's the fabulous part. And I love where I am today. I really love where I am today. Don't want to be running around the trees no more. Just got to tell you that.
But we loved you running around trees as well.
I loved running around the trees then. I was about 18.
Right.
Like, a little grown up after that.
Sort of you tell me this, and Kumud said this was a theme in Dr. Aurora as well. It's always ironic that a country like ours, that firstly has a large population and also historically has, philosophically has reflected on sex and sexuality and life and, how we structure families. And there's been a culture of that for long. But over time, we have got into a space where culturally it's always birds and bees when you're talking about sex. Our movies, it's always suggestive. Where do you think that psychology exists, and what's the job of artists to kind of bring us out of that and, to tell stories more honestly, more openly in our movies?
देखिए, अगर हम अपने सोसाइटी की बात करें तो कमाल की चीज़ है कि हम पहले बहुत ओपन थे,
Right.
हमेशा से ओपन रहे। एक समय आया जब हमने अपने आप को बंद करना शुरू किया, और हमेशा आर्ट जो है ना, आपको एक तरह से एजुकेट करता है। उसका काम एजुकेशन होता नहीं है, लेकिन वो एजुकेट करता है सोसाइटी को। वो समय ऐसा आया जहाँ पे हम पूरी तरह से बंद हो चुके थे। हम ये शब्द बोलने में झिझकते हैं, इस्तेमाल करने में झिझकते हैं। अब वो समय दोबारा है, क्योंकि एक पूरा हिस्सा इस पूरे इमोशन को सप्रेस करना चाहता है, जो भी रीज़न हो, एजुकेशन हो। एजुकेशन जिस तरह से बढ़नी थी नहीं बढ़ी, जो कुछ भी, वो बहुत लंबी बहस है। अब फिर ये दौर आया जहाँ पे आर्ट के माध्यम से लोग अपनी कहानियाँ कहना चाहते हैं और अपने आप को एक्सप्रेस करना चाहते हैं एंटरटेनमेंट के माध्यम से। उसका काम एजुकेशन नहीं है, कतई नहीं है, लेकिन उसके माध्यम से लोग कम से कम वो बात कर पाते हैं। वो ना कर पाएं, हम कर पाते हैं। सो आई थिंक हमारा ही पर्पस उतना होता है कि हम अपने आप को, जब मैं उस तरह का कैरेक्टर फेस करता हूँ, तो मैं अपने अंदर के अच्छे आदमी को, बुरे आदमी को फेस कर रहा होता हूँ सबकॉन्शियसली, एंड दैट्स इंटरेस्टिंग। और वो धीरे से कहीं किसी एक आदमी को भी वो बात लग जाए तो बात अलग है, बट दैट्स इट।
Kajol, thoughts?
I think that I think Kumud sir said everything so beautifully, really, that there's nothing more to add to that. The only thing that I will say is that all of this has to be normalized, and the only way it can be normalized is to look at it normally. And that's really what each and every one of these episodes is about, is to look at it. एक जिंदगी का एक हिस्सा है, जिंदगी का अलग सा हिस्सा नहीं है. It is not apart from life. It is a part of life. And it is a part of every society, everywhere. Otherwise, procreation would have stopped long back. So, so I think that's the one nice thing. And even if you talk to Gen Z today, is it Gen Z? Gen
Let's move beyond that also.
Plus है. क्या Gen Z plus तो नहीं, आप कहाँ पे पहुँच गए?
Alphas.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, whatever the latest generation and the teenagers and yada yada yada, whatever they are called right now, I think they see it as normal. And somewhere down the line, due to the internet, due to whatever reasons that progress has happened, is that everybody is beginning to see the world as they see it. And that, I think, like I said, it's a fantastic time for actors to be in.
Right. I mean, I think, even Badai Ho, you had, tackle themes like this, how people see it.
Yeah. So in fact, when हम लोग लस्ट की बात कर रहे हैं, लेकिन बधाई हो की बात कर रहे हैं अभी हम. So when we started writing Badhai Ho, at that time also, we were working on a very thin line. Like, it can go anywhere. Like, it can go and it can become crass also. People will accept it or not accept it. In fact, we showed the film, after making the film, we showed the film in Delhi, Bombay, and in Ahmedabad. 100 people, to know, what they think about it. So in Ahmedabad, it was, people said that they love the film, but they will not go and watch the film with parents. Badhai Ho. So you can think about how people think. So when those, that whole result came in front of me, and so it was told to me at that time by this company who was doing the survey. They said, so Ahmedabad means the smaller towns. There our collections are going to be a little less. And believe me, Ahmedabad was number 1 in collections. So, except जब हम
all
कर
those
रहे हैं इस
people who
चीज़ को,
thought that they are not going to go with their parents, they went separately and their parents also went separately.
So I got a call.
दोनों गए picture देखने के लिए.
I got a call from Calcutta at that time that there was this friend of mine. She said, my aunt wants to talk to you. So I said, yeah, okay. She said, thank you for making a film like this. After 30 years, I watched a film in a cinema hall with my husband. I have watched earlier also, but first time after 30 years, he was holding my hand and watching the film. So we need to accept it. We're not saying we have to make vulgar things and we have to, हमको उसको प्रचार करना चाहिए, vulgarity को प्रचार करना चाहिए. No. But, it's the taboo part of it that, we can't talk about sex in front of our kids. We need to educate them also. We need to actually tell them, what exactly this is. As parents, we are, हम लोग कहीं दफा हिचकिचा जाते हैं that, how do I talk to my son about, puberty. All those things. So, कहीं की और बात है, लेकिन still, it's, so long time back, I made one whole campaign which was by the government. People still are, शर्मा जाते हैं. They go to the chemist and they don't ask for condom. तो वो लोग चले जाएंगे तो जाके मांगेंगे कुछ. अच्छा वो पैंडी दे दो, अच्छा साथ में condom दे दो. It's that kind of a thing. So the whole campaign was condom bindas bol. So I think that is something which a change in the society. Again, I'm saying it's not about vulgarity. We are not selling vulgarity.
Not at all.
It is not. It is not that. But education, what Kumud sir said, education is very, very important. So here in the film, we are not educating anything, but yes, we have made a film which it has a story to watch for. You know, so that's the thing.
Kajol, because you mentioned trees, and I'll ask on a lighter note.
Trees?
Dancing around trees.
I was wondering about the trees.
Right, right. Jati Hu Main remains one of the, most tastefully steamy songs that my generation grew up on. And people have done bolder stuff post that. But, there's something about that song that has endured. People still use it in videos and they refer to it in memes. And it's still so watchable. Genie Prakash ji had choreographed it, right? Back in the day. You remember what was he, about when he was designing that song for you guys?
I had no clue what was being done. I was told before the shot to कि ये करना है और मैंने जाके वही किया बहुत मुश्किल से किया लेकिन किया and I have to say that one thing about Shah Rukh, that he is still one of the most understanding co-stars, because I think he understands what is uncomfortable for a woman to do and not to do, and he tries his level best to make you most comfortable to do that. And I would say that he's the most understanding of actors that I've worked with in my whole, how many films? I don't know how many films I've made. Whatever. In how many other films I've made, that he really gets it. That, this is not comfortable for her to do and it's okay. I'll figure a way out to, make it as comfortable as possible.
Thank you so much. All the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.